Hello, hi, welcome. It's Nika. How are you? And today we're going to be talking about my April Shop My Stash basket. The last time I have uploaded a video, I had longer hair. And now I got it cut, freshly cut a couple days ago, and I'm loving the length. I'm so excited to see what I can do with this hair. So I haven't uploaded my March Shop My Stash basket and my review of my February Shop My Stash products because honestly March has been one of the busiest times of the year for me, in terms of workload, in terms of DIY on the house and everything. And for this video I'm going to be combining my review of my February and March Shop My Stash products. But yeah, I'm going to be combining my February and March Shop My Stash products and just review them all for you today. But before we begin, let's go and look at all the makeup looks I have created in the months of February and March. So yeah, those were all the makeup looks I have done in the past couple months. I have picked an array of different products to use throughout the whole month of March, but I'll put a little video on screen. These are all the different products I have used, and this is what I have put in my March monthly makeup basket. Sorry I haven't been able to upload a review or me picking them out, but hopefully you guys can see what I have used throughout the whole month. And without further ado, we're now going to go review all the makeup products I have used in February. Firstly, the MUA Pro Base Hyaluronic Acid Jelly Primer. So this was in my February Shop My Stash basket. It's a very hydrating product, and it is, as it says, it's a jelly primer, so it comes out in like a jelly texture, but when you blend it into the skin, it's more hydrating. It feels like water. So if that's what you like in a primer, I highly recommend. It did give me a lot more hydration, which is great because my skin at the moment has been needing that additional hydration, so this has been a great product to use in the month of February. Okay, so for my March Shop My Stash basket, I used the Barry M Flawless Original Primer. This used to be one of my holy grail primers a while back when I started out using makeup, and when I found this product I really loved the way that it felt on my skin, how it held my base together, and I still feel like that today. It's a pore minimizing, smoothing and mattifying primer. Personally I like how it gives me a soft matte finish to the skin, and I found it to be actually quite hydrating for me, at least. Given my skin type is very oily, it can be quite oily, depending on how much product's on my face and how I prep the skin. And yeah, I recommend both of these primers as nice, friendly, budget-friendly options. So in the month of February, I chose the Rimmel Kind & Free skin tints and the NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop foundation. So I really liked the Rimmel ones. They're really hydrating. I like how it feels on the skin. However, I don't like the fact that I have to mix these two products at all. It's annoying because these are like two shades next to each other. So this is the shade Vanilla, which is 160, and then Soft Beige, which is 200. I don't know if the camera's picking it up, but basically this is too orange, but it's got the right, how do I say it, tone. This is too light, but it's got the wrong undertone, which is yellow. So I kind of just mix the two, and mixing the two gives me my perfect shade match, but I don't know if I want to keep using this because of that reason. So I will have to test this out again at some point. For the full coverage foundation in the month of February, the NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop foundation, I have said this in the previous video where I love this product. When I was younger, this was my go-to foundation, and this was one out of two foundations I used to own when I first started out wearing makeup, and I still think it's a great foundation, but it is too drying, even for my oily skin gal type. Like, I found that it was very drying, specifically in the center of the face, and I didn't like how it looked for me personally. I thought it looked a bit too cakey at times. It's great when I don't want to wear powder and I just want my base to do everything, but I do need to prep the skin. For the month of March, I had used my Lottie London Skin Tint and my NYX Bear With Me Blur Skin Tint. So I have this in the shade medium, number 25, and this is in the shade light medium. I love both of these skin tints. I love the Lottie London one because it has an additional SPF. I love how it looks on the skin. I love how it gave me a soft matte finish. The only downside to this, it doesn't have a great shade range. It's only got 6 shades, doesn't go deep enough. I also didn't think it goes that light enough either, so it's, yeah, that's just how I feel about this. But if you can use this, and if you want to try it out, I do highly recommend it. It's just a beautiful skin tint on your face. And the NYX Bear With Me Blur Foundation. So I think this has a really good shade range, and also I found this to look beautiful on the skin. It is medium coverage, which I actually found it to be quite full coverage for me. Now that I've gone away from wearing more full coverage foundations and more into the skin tint territory, this does for me give off more of a full coverage look. But yeah, I think both of these wear beautifully throughout the day. I love how it looks on the skin, and yeah, it doesn't make me feel too dry, but also when my oils start coming through, it doesn't look like I'm an oil slick. Okay, so for concealer in the month of February, I used the Rose Ink concealer. So the Rose Ink one is a newer concealer in my collection. It's in the shade LX90. It's a color, oh, it's apparently a concealer corrector. Didn't know that. And then the EX1 Delete Fluid Concealer is in the shade number 4. So for the Rose Ink one, I found it can be a little bit too yellow when first application, but once blended out, it looks super pretty on the skin. I liked how it wore throughout the day as well. I specifically wore it on my under eyes and maybe in my T-zone if I felt that I need the additional coverage. But yeah, I think it wore beautifully. I will say though, if you have a lighter powder, it is noticeable. Like the powder I used in the month of February is the number 7 sheer powder, I think, or the lasting finish one, or it's the number 7 finishing powder, because it's much lighter in comparison to this concealer. You could tell where I put concealer a little bit, so I think this is more of a summer shade for me than shade number 90. So for powder in the month of February, I was using the number 7 finishing powder, but I feel like I need to keep using it before I can formulate an opinion. But in the month of March, I was using the e.l.f. Sheer Tint finishing powder. I love this powder. Oh my gosh, I'm so sad that they discontinued it. But yeah, it's got very reflective packaging. But I just wanted to show you guys, I already hit pan, but my pan has grown since the last time I showed this on camera. So I love wearing this powder. I think it looks beautiful on the skin. I love using it with almost all my foundations, and I think it's a great powder, so would recommend if you can get your hands on it. I don't think it had the best shade range. I've got mine in the shade medium, I'm pretty sure, so it didn't have the best shade range, but this was beautiful on the skin. So if you are a similar skin tone to me, you can get your hands on this, definitely try it out because it's so pretty. Okay, so for bronzer, and honest to God, I didn't use it. Honestly, it's made me think about the type of bronzers I want to keep in my collection. Okay, so for contour, I had the e.l.f. Halo Glow Beauty Wand in the shade light to medium. This was in my February Shop My Stash basket. Didn't use it once. Just didn't feel the need to use contour, to be honest. Just felt like I didn't need it. And so much so, I didn't actually pick a bronzer for the month of March. So maybe contour is another one that I need to consider if I want to keep or not. Okay, so in the month of February, the blushes I used were these two Made by Mitchell blushes and this MUA blush. So I'm pretty sure it's these ones anyway. So I used the shades Cherry Cola and A Shy Boy from the Made by Mitchell blush collection. I love these. These are so fun. I specifically love the shade Cherry Cola. It looks so good on my skin. I love, love, love these colours. They're so pigmented, super colourful. There's so many shades. And yeah, I love, love using this product. I did find at one time, I don't know if I have the clip still, hopefully I do, where I put like 2 dots on my face and it was so pigmented, like I had to like almost take it off really and redo it because it was just so pigmented on the skin, these products. But it's great, it just means that I can use a little amount and a little goes a long way. And the other blush I had in the month of February is the MUA blushed liquid cream blush in the shade Taupe Tango. Yeah, this is more of a neutral blush. It kind of blended away in my skin tone a little bit, but it still gave, because it was so subtle, it still gave me like a subtle glow or a subtle flush to the skin. So I really liked using this when I didn't want to wear too much makeup. I didn't want to put a base on, and this was great. Really love the formula, love the MUA blushes, super affordable as well, like £3, is it £3? It's like £3 or £2.50, like can you really complain at that price? So yeah, really good blushes. But yeah, I feel like I need to keep using this really in the winter or colder months of the year, because I think when summer hits, this is just gonna blend away in my skin. So yeah, really enjoyed using this. These blushes, so I have 2 of the Refi blushes and this e.l.f. putty blush in the month of March. Oh my gosh, you guys, I love this stuff. So I have the shade Cherry and Citrine. So this is Cherry right here, and then the shade Citrine, which is this one. Look how pretty that is. But yeah, I really, really like these. I think these last really, really well. Super travel friendly as well because they're like little boxes. Super cute. I'm pretty sure we all know how I feel towards the e.l.f. Putty Blush range. The best. I love this. I have mine in the shade Bahamas, and it was a nice in-between shade between these 2 blushes, and yeah, I loved wearing this. Again, I loved wearing this for more of an everyday look, just because of how it's still bright, but not so bright and in your face. So I loved this product. It was one of my absolute favorites. Okay, so onto eyeshadows. The eyeshadow palettes I've used in the month of February. Forgot my months, thinking months of the year. The first one I used is this Unicorn Cosmetics Angel palette. I realistically didn't reach for this palette unless it was for the video that I did, which was the 3 looks 1 palette video. That was really the only time I used this palette, and maybe used like 1 or 2 shades here. I love this palette, but I just, again, wasn't really feeling very creative. But I'm very glad I did my 3 looks 1 palette, because I got to create some really fun looks in the month of February for Valentine's Day. And even if it's a palette I don't necessarily reach, it's still a lovely palette. This is the Unicorn Cosmetics Angel palette, by the way. Love the colour story. Yeah, like I still really enjoy it even if I didn't used it as much as I'd hoped for. The 2 palettes, this one is the Lowest Cosmetics Meet Me in the Underworld palette. She's gorgeous. I love this palette. Definitely one of my favourite palettes to use. But again, in the month of February, just didn't really get to use as much eyeshadow as I wanted to. And if I did, it'd be just using the shimmers with like 1 or 2 colours. I think I used these 2, Footsteps and Myth, a lot in my like crease, and then I just put a bunch of shimmer across the lid. But yeah, really enjoyed this palette. I love the colour story. Love this brand. And the final palette that I used actually a lot in the month of February is the Lowest Cosmetics Rose Metal palette. This is unfortunately discontinued, but look at her. She's pretty. I love the shade Self Love, which was like one of my most used shimmers on my eyelids because I loved how it looks. Same with Evelyn. as well. These two are my most used in combination with the shade Cherish and One and Only as well. Like, I love this palette. It's a shame that it's been discontinued, but it's so pretty. You can get a lot of the similar shades in this palette from the Rose Metal palette in the Meet Me in the Underworld palette. The only shade you can't really get that I'm sad that they don't have in the Meet Me in the Underworld palette is 100% the shade Self Love, which is my favorite shade. Okay, so in the month of March, I picked these three palettes. Okay, so this is the Beauty Bay Love Notes palette, which looks like this. I really wanted to use this in the month of February, but because I had a lot of palettes already that I've chosen throughout that month, I decided to use this in the month of March. And I loved wearing this palette. I specifically used mainly the top row and these two shades, and honestly any of the shimmers. I think I used a couple of the shimmers, specifically Cupid. I used Cupid, Bellini, Candlestick, Pillow. Again, sadly this has been discontinued, but really enjoyed using this palette. The next one is this little bad boy, which a friend of mine gave to me for my birthday. Thank you so much. I decided to bring it out with me in the month of March, which is the Viseart palette. I think I did a video with this to creating this makeup look. It was supposed to be a 3 looks 1 palette, but then I ended up just not doing it. I filmed a look, so I might upload that at some point. But this is what it looks like. This is the dark edit. Look at that. Oh my god, it's so pretty. And yes, I do keep the plastic covering. Honestly, it's actually just a way for me to protect my eyeshadows as well. I try and do it with all my eyeshadows. Like, I've got one for this, but I have one for the Beauty Bay palette that I always try and keep, unless it goes on the floor, I throw it away then, but most of the time I always try and keep them. Anyway, I've loved using this palette. I think I only used it for like 1 or 2 makeup looks, 3 maybe. I actually took this with me to London. My mum's cousin came round with her kids, and yeah, like, I wanted to use this palette, and it was so fun to use. I love the shimmers. I think the shimmers are definitely one of my favorites of from the Viseart palette, and I mainly used these green shades right here, as well as the top row. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's just tactility or what. It's just so tactile and fun to play with. So yeah, thank you so much. Can't wait to put this back in rotation. And the final palette from my March Shop My Stash that became the everyday palette, and I think it's just because it has all the shades that I needed. It's the NYX Ultimate Shadow Palette, and this is the Utopia collection. So look at that. It's so, I hate to say it, it's so boring, but I think that's what I love about it, especially for an everyday look. I will say I absolutely love all the shimmers, the green, this like orangey peach shade, this greeny gold shade, these ones here. All the shimmers are like, I love this palette. Like I said, I usually just put a matte shade in the crease and then I'll cover it with shimmer, and this was great for that. As you can see, I've been using a lot of this shade right here. This shade is number 7. Shade number 7, I kept using it in my crease because I feel like it actually complements my skin tone really well. And yeah, I just really enjoyed using this palette. Love the shimmers. Okay, so finally onto the lip products. Okay, so I want to get this one out of the way first. It's the Rimmel London Lasting Finish Matte lipstick in the shade Chestnut Rose. I used this in the months of February, and I absolutely love this shade. It's one of my favorite shades to use, so much so I put it in my April Shop My Stash basket. Spoiler alert. And it's just a lovely everyday pink, and I just love this color, and I actually love wearing this in conjunction to this lip oil. So this is the Barry Aim Glazed Oil Infused Lip Gloss. which is this right here. As you can see, I've used quite a bit of the product already, and I love how it looks on the lips. It's so hydrating and it smells divine. And it's such a lovely everyday lip gloss colour. And I adored pairing this lip gloss with the e.l.f. Glossy Lip Stain in the shade Pinkies Up. This combination is a power move. I loved wearing both of these lip products together. I think it looks great on the lips, and it was just a great lip colour to wear every day. So yeah, I can't wait to put these both in rotation again in the future. Okay, so for my March Shop My Stash, I want to get this one out of the way, the MUA Metamorphosis Colour Changing Lip and Cheek Oil in the shade Oh Peachy. Like, I love the smell, and I love smelling it, but didn't wear it once. I did not wear it once in the month of March, and honestly, I don't see myself wearing this really ever again. I personally, now that I've tried different lip glosses and lip oils, I don't really like the formula of this particular one. I love the shades Bubble Hun, One in a Melon, and the OG Extra from the MUA Metamorphosis collection, but I don't think I'm going to keep this one. I have no idea where the other one's gone, which is the No. 7 Sheer Temptation lipstick. I have it in the shade Caramel Silk and Entice. I've had Entice for a good year or so now, and I'm just going to use this one as an example. I have like that much left in my Entice, in my No. 7 Sheer Temptation lipstick in the shade Entice. That's how much I've got left, and I love it. It's kind of like a red, it's kind of like a sheer red with sparkles, and I love it. I love wearing it as an everyday colour. I'm pretty sure it's somewhere in my handbags somewhere. I will find it, and I want to use it up, so you will see that potentially in the future. Shop My Stashes, or maybe I might just put it in my makeup basket and just try and pan it, because I'm so close to finishing it. And the other one, the shade Caramel Kiss, I like the shade. This is so pretty. I think it's more of a brownie nude shade, and I really like it. I like how it feels on the lips. Oh, by the way, this one's not as sparkly, but I really enjoyed wearing this as an everyday lipstick, so I can't wait to use this more. And finally, the stars of the show, my NYX Butter Glosses. So I chose the shade Praline and Rocky Road to use in the month of March, and I love it. Love it. I have never owned any of the butter glosses, so I bought 4 of these products. Honestly, the shade Rocky Road was the reason why I bought one, and then the others followed suit. But yeah, like, I really enjoyed wearing these glosses. I think these were phenomenal glosses, and keep in mind, I've never tried the butter glosses before in my life until March, until in the month of March. I love how it feels on the lips, and honestly, these and the Barry M oil infused lip gloss have changed me. They made me really, really enjoy lip glosses. Previously, I didn't really enjoy them. I found them either to be too sticky or too thick, or my hair kept getting stuck in the oil. So when I've tried these products, they've really changed my opinion on lip glosses in general. So yeah, I really enjoyed wearing these shades. So yeah, those are all the makeup products I have chosen in my February and March Shop My Stash basket. That was a lot. My throat hurts from talking and reviewing these products, but now we're gonna go pick up my April Shop My Stash basket. Okay, so for this April, I have 3 palettes that I have chosen for this month's Shop My Stash. So the first one being the wonderful, the gorgeous Beauty Bay new Mood palette, which looks like this. Got a really, really pretty colour story, and I thought this is the palette that I want to use for this month of April. I also have chosen the Revolution Soph palette. I've not used this in a while, and I thought it was time to bring this bad boy out into rotation and to use it up. And the last palette is this MUA Desert Bloom palette. I thought I should put this in rotation because I've not used this enough at the moment, so I thought what a perfect palette to put in this month for April. Okay, so for primer, I've decided to use this. This is the MUA Pro Base Glow Dew Illuminating Primer in the shade Flare. Since it's hopefully going to become a little bit warmer, I thought I should put this in rotation and give it a shot. Okay, so for foundation, I've decided to use these two bad boys. This is the Barry M Fresh Face Foundation in the shade number 5 as a lighter coverage foundation, and then the MUA Pro Base Longwear Matte Finishing Foundation. I love this product so much, and I thought I should put this back in rotation. So yes, these are the two foundations I'm going to use. For concealer, I want to put in rotation again the NYX Bear With Me concealer. It's in the shade beige. So for powder, I want to use the e.l.f. Camo Powder Foundation in the shade Light. I thought I should give this another chance considering I did get to use this in February. For highlighter, I'm going to be using the NYX Eyeglass highlighter in the shade Daytime Glow. I want to use my MUA blushes. I've got loads of different ones. I think the ones that I'm going to pick are these three because I have used this particular shade, Taupe Tango, in a previous Shop My Stash. So I'm going to be using the shades Rouge Noir, Watermelon, and Tutti Frutti in this rotation. So I have 6 lip products that I usually put in rotation. So the 6th I'm going to put this month. Firstly, I'm going to put this one back here, I think. Is that it? Yes, this is the e.l.f. Glossy Lip Stain in the shade Berry Queen. The next one I want to put in rotation is one of these NYX lip velvet matte lip creams. Is it velvet matte lip creams or is it the smooth whip? These are the smooth whip matte lip creams. And I think I want to put this one in if I can get it out. Which is this one. This is the shade. Oh, actually, do I want to put that one in? No, let's put this one in. I'm going to put the shade Velvet Robe in rotation. Another lip product I want to put in is the Rimmel Stay Matte lipstick in the shade Chestnut Rose. I just think this is a gorgeous, like, everyday shade. I'm also going to be putting one of these. These are the Barry M Glazed Oil Infused Lip Glosses. This is in the shade So Tempting. I think I'm going to be putting these two bad boys in. These are the NYX Butter Glosses. I have them in the shade Brownie Drip and Spiked Toffee. So I'm really, really excited to get some use out of these. And we're back. So those are all of the makeup products I'm going to be using throughout the whole month of April. I'm very excited to use them. I'm actually wearing them on my face today. So yeah, I filmed this on the 7th of April, so hopefully I can get this out on time before the end of the month. Hopefully. But yeah, I'm gonna end this video here. Thank you all so much for watching. If you guys did like this video, give it a thumbs up. Comment down below, what are some of your current favorite makeup products? Let me know. And finally guys, consider subscribing if you like the content and would like to stick around. Anyway, thank you all so much for watching, and I shall see you in the next video. Bye bye!